I see something way out there. I thought I saw something out there a long time ago, but this looks different. It's on the other side of that little branch there, farther back. And if you look here, it's right below the tree line, the bottom of the tree line, with a little field above it. Yeah. It's light colored. I thought about walking out there, but I don't feel like it. But it's could be something dead out there, or just maybe something just. Looks like there's some birds on it. I think I see something moving around it. I really can't tell. I need to get a binocular. This phone don't have a zoom lens on it. I've been thinking about buying a new phone, but this one still works, so I'm going to hang on to it. Besides, this was my wife's phone, so yeah. I might walk out there if it's still there. Looks like there's some kind of birds around. I don't think they're vultures. They're too small to be vultures, but something's crawling around it. Or maybe the wind's just blowing it. It could be a piece of trash stuck on the weeds or something. Anyway, let's get the truck and go out to the big pasture anyway. Well, this is the first time I've seen this. It says I need to replace my battery. Maybe I'll just charge it up when I come back. Start it, so it's good until I come back. When I come back, I'll put the battery charger on it. That might help for a little while. Yeah, the rest of the cattle are over by the gate. I see the two babies over there on the left. Yeah, way on the left. Not way on the left, but in the middle. Yeah, right beyond those, right out there. There's a red cow. She's eating. Yeah. The dead calf, it has to be from her because she was the next one to have a calf. And she was sort of due. Because she had her calf last year in March. The Red Bull up by the barn, by the house. That's right the middle of March. She had it, so she was due. And she had it at the end of February, last half of February, I'm guessing, because of how decayed the carcass was, and the vultures already ate it. Yeah, the red cow. I think she got hurt when she was delivering that calf. It must have got stuck. Maybe it was breached or something. Yeah, who knows what happened to it. Or it was stillborn, or I don't know. Whatever it was, it didn't make it. Yeah. And I missed it. I should have been checking them. I checked every time I come out, I checked her. She seemed like she was okay, but like I said, the last few weeks there, I noticed she was walking different. I thought that's because she was pregnant. Yeah. I just didn't notice her belly size. Anyway, it's done. It is what it is. I guess I'll tell you where I'm going today. You probably can't see him from here. There's the two pear trees over by the charger on the other side of the creek. I'm going to trim them back a little bit like I did the other pears. Cut them about half off. They're too tall. They bloom and then they have pears on them, but it seems like they don't last long. those pear trees were grown from seed. I'm not sure what seed I used. I don't know if I used the seed from the pears that I have, or if I used a store-bought pear. I'm not sure. But they do have pears on them, but not very many. A little windy today from the south, from that direction, or that direction, southwest. Pretty brisk. There's a red cow. Yeah, I wish I would have caught her when she was delivering it. That way I could have helped her. Whatever her problem was. Yeah, red cows. She lost her calf this year, but hopefully she'll have a live, healthy calf next year. She just has to recover. I'd actually see her walk. At least I don't have to go to the top to check the cattle today. So they came down to me. There's the calves. There's a white cow, and one of them calves is hers, probably the lower one, the one laying down. The calf right there, the light brown one, that's mama cow's sixth calf last year. That's the one calf that I had up at the house all winter. I just brought her back a few weeks ago. And then the calf standing there is the white cow's calf from last year, and the little bull calf laying down higher up, that's mama cow's seventh calf. That's her calf. And that cow there, her calf from last year, is way over there by the fence. And that the little calf laying down below the one lower down, that's the first calf of that brown cow over there in front. Yeah. And of course, the red cow, she lost her calf. I showed that in another video. But what I'm doing today is just, you can't really see them because they're buried behind that tree. Right past the charger there, I've got two pear trees I planted from seed. I'm going to see if I can trim them this year. I'm just going to hold my phone if I can. It's kind of bouncy. I got a holder here on the windshield. Oh. I could spot those trees there. They're the darker ones behind, just beyond the fence charger, the black fence charger. But I gotta do something different to get in there. I want to go on that side of the fence, between the fence and the creek. I did it last year to cut some weeds or something. I forgot what I was in there for. But I'm gonna have to back up to get in there. Around and backed up to the gate. I gotta open the gate now. There's the cows over that way. 4 cows and the bull. 2 cows, the one in front of the bull, and that one there already had their calves. She had her calf last April 25, so the darker one there, brown and dark, and so she'll have, I'd say, either end of this month or beginning of April. And then, like I said, the red cow, she lost her calf, I guess, in sometime the end of February. Creek's flowing good. I could open that gate back through it, and then I gotta do a few other things. Open the gate first. After I back up, I'm going to close the gate, because I'm going to go in there. Pull up in there, close that gate, and then back up. If I can, without, there's a big hole on that side. I got to make sure I straddled it, or stay out of, keep the tire out of the hole. I'm not going back any farther. I close this gate, and I gotta go through that opening with it and straddle some hole that's big there, and then I'll see if I can cross. I need to cross this area right here after I close that gate. Well, I gotta close the right gate, gate on the right, and I gotta drive the truck through up into there, and then close that gate so I can back up. There's the two babies. Too bad I didn't hit the third one didn't live. That's the way it goes sometimes. Let's see if I can get the truck in that hole through that gate. Looks like there's some right alongside, back beyond that gate there. Looks like the ditch is getting eroded out by the water, and there's a big hole right there, and I got to avoid that too. I'm going to take a look at it before I drive in. Make sure I want to measure a few things. That's it. Scratching logs. Yeah, here's my problem. This keeps getting eroded by the water that comes down. Comes down from up there, follows the cow path and comes through here. And I need about that for that stick is for safety to get the truck through here. So I need to fill that in with something, and I got something. Because eventually my goal is to pull the truck into here behind me and then back up through there. So I need to fill in those holes there with some logs. And I happen to have some logs around. Everybody's getting their scratch on. So the two calves are nursing, and too bad the red cow lost her calf. Would have been nice to see 3 calves out here. Oh well, take the good with the bad, I guess. I got some logs up there I'm going to carry over here. They're in the way anyway. This is the other problem I had this problem last year, but if I could straddle this ditch here, I should be okay. But if I got any logs left over, I'm going to fill that in too with some logs. Let's see what I can do. Let's see what I can do with these. She's coming down for a drink. And I need to take a break. Sun's trying to shine up there somewhere. Just can't see it. I'm not sure where it is. I don't know where the sun is. Oh, we're up there. Bull's following that mama cow around again. She had end of February somewhere, the one who lost her calf, the red one. She might come in and eat sometime the end of March. Get bred back. That would be good. I'll have to watch it. Looks like the bull's starting to follow the mama cow around again. That's like the 3rd time he's done that. Hopefully he can get her bred. Or maybe he just like to follow her around. What do you think? Your mama's had 7 calves so far. You think you can match that, huh? Or do better? Question is not if you can do it, if I can manage to take care of you guys that long. It'll be another year before you even get pregnant. Yeah. I might be retired from my factory job. It's been 6 years now almost. Look at that calves. That little bull calf, he's already doing what bulls do. Must have seen his papa do it. I'm gonna do it too. Anyway, I'm going to last as long as I can. Look who came down to join them. Hey, little guy, little girl and boy. That's a girl on the left, little bull on the right. There's another heifer. She's only a year old. She'll be a year old in April 25. I remember her birthday because she was the last one born last year. She's February 18th of last year, so she's already a yearling. That was like April 6th, but like I said, I think I'm gonna sell her and her mama. Of course, I have to wait to see what kind of calf her mama gives this year. I might change my mind. But yeah, she is kind of small. I just like the way she looks, color-wise. That's it. Come, mind your baby. Let's go back to work here. Not sure if I can drive over that very good, but I think one tire is going to go here. I'll get as close to that fence as I can, but I'll have it in 4-wheel drive, so I'll try to make it across. What I really need there is some riprap all in through here. A bunch of it. Yeah, a dump truck could go through here. Yeah, a rock truck, pull in, back up, just dump it, and I'll do the rest. Yeah. Someday, I also like to get some rock on this road, if I can. If I do, I'll have them drive across the bridge. I'm pretty sure to hold it up because we haul bales across there. And I had a rock truck go there a few years ago. It wasn't quite full because I dumped some of it, part of the load right there, from the gate over to the road. And then I had them dump a little bit more through here, from here to there, because that's where my bad spots were. And I just had them dump the rest of the load out way at the top. But if I bring rock again, I'll have them go across the bridge. I know that side's strong enough. This side is a question mark, but I think it'll hold. My bales, full load of hay bales, 11 hay bales plus a heavy trailer. Anyway, 5x5 bales. Anyway, I'll have them drive all the way up to the top when the ground's dry, and then I'll go up, have them turn around up on top, and then start spreading from the top and come down. It'll be easier to spread coming down than going up. Thinking about doing that this year. But right now, let's just get this work done. I hardly ever need to come in here. And I'm going to see if I can cross that. First, I got to get the truck through. Get through there and try to straddle this ditch here. I don't have nothing to fill it in with. That's the problem. Yeah, there's a culvert underneath there, starting there on that side by the old drum barrel. It's covered up the end, and somehow it caved. It got a hole in it or something. I'm not sure, or it just caved in. You know, the dirt caved in. because I think there was also some trees through here. If the trees weren't through here, they were over there. Somewhere we put the trees. We put, because the creek used to go from there. It used to go there, turn, go to there, turn, and then come through here. So wherever the trees are there somewhere underneath there, we'll also put that culvert in. And it looks like it caved in there. And there. And there's a culvert. I don't know if it looks like it's plugged up. I'll have to test it, dig it out one of these days. I'm just wasting time here. I'm not getting nothing done, am I? Hey, little bully. That's a little bully. Mama cow. Let's get back to work. Wind's from the southeast now. Wind's from this direction. It's a little chilly. It's not pretty, but maybe as long as it holds my truck up, if I can get across it, that'll be fine. I'll go ahead and turn the fence off from here. Oh, I could do it from the other side. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try to back the truck up on that side. Cut what I can on this side on both of them. And then I'll come on this side and cut the red. Most of that one there probably don't have any on this side, but this one here has like one or two branches I could cut from this side. But I'll try to do more. Oh, the sun came out finally. Finally. Oh, there you are. I haven't seen you since this morning. Anyway. Yeah, sun's out. I'm still going to turn the fence off. There's an inner tube flap I got there to protect the thing from the sun. I can turn it off. Yeah. These are pear trees grown from seed. I just don't remember what kind of pear I got the seed from. It's either store-bought pear. Could be one of seeds from one of my grafted pears, so who knows. That's a oh, what's the name now? Mulberry, but it seemed it never had berries on it, so I'm not sure. But I got a mulberry next to the pond by the house. It don't have berries on it either. But the one east of my house, it does. It's a big tall one. So I'm not even sure if this is a mulberry. Because the one that has the berries on is really, really tall. And the one down by the pond that doesn't, it looks like this. So maybe it's a different variety of mulberry. What I do is drive through there and try to straddle that hole over there. Close the gate and then back up, and then I'll open the gate again so the cattle can go out if they want to. I made it through the gate anyway. Oh, girl. Yeah, keep wanting to bring some corn out to you, and I keep forgetting. Well, I wound up driving in that hole a little bit on this end, but most of it I straddled. Let's see, check the other side. I think I had more room on this side. I was on the edge. Problem is, though, when I back up, I need to turn this way to clear the gate, or clean it. Did I back up far enough? Did I close that gate? I hope so. Anyway, and the hole's right there. I may have to, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I did it last year. I'll see if I can do it. Okay, I'm going to have to close this gate. If I back the truck up, I'll open it again. But I can back up through there now. I don't know. I don't want to get too far down into that hole when I make my turns. But I got to clear that gate. Let's see what I can do. I did it last year. I cleared the gate so far. Looks like I'll make this too. I don't have to pull up here. Pull up and then back up. As long as I don't have to worry about this ditch. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, I gotta get the back end over, and I got room to go that way. I just need to get the mirror and this butt end over away from that post. Room to move this way a little bit. So I'll just go out that way and then turn to get my back wheels over this way a little bit. I wonder if it would have been better to back through the gate and then pull forward. Yeah, maybe that would have been better. That's a little better. I can keep it straight. I'll still be on the logs. Cleared that end of the gate. Clear this side too. Well, I made it through. Hope I can go back. I think when I go back, I'm gonna see if I can turn around where I do the trees, and I think it's wide enough to turn around, and I'm gonna back up and then pull out through that gate. Oh, I gotta open the gate anyway. See, my track went right there and there, so I can get it out. I said I'll just back there. That's how I probably should have came in. I should have backed up through the gate. We don't have to worry about turning my tires. My tires would be turning over here, which would work better. Open the gate in case you want to go out. Yeah, I got some more logs here I could have used. Maybe I'll put some more in there before I pull out, or before I leave. Okay, there's the trees I gotta. Yeah, I'm just backing up to that tree. I'll back out this way and then go on the angle. Maybe I can get them all on this side too without going to the other side. Yeah, that'd be good. I noticed I left this gate open the other day. I went from there to there. I must have left it open. And I thought I closed it. And I had the ATV, so maybe not. Anyway, it's open. Yeah, let's get that. Let's do that. I got to go around that charger fence. It's a charger fence, or charger, I mean. I dropped the tailgate before I backed up, but I think I can clear it. I'll cut what I can from this side. I'll back up a little bit more. But the biggest ones are on this one. I think I'll turn this truck around somewhere back there. I got room to turn around there, and then I'll back up this way because I'm going to back out anyway, so that'll work out just right. I'm going to back out that way. Everybody's relaxed. Those two are still out there on the cow and the bully. Let me cut what I can on this side here. I'm gonna have to back up to this side to get those big ones up there. But I'll get what I can. I'm gonna try to get everything on this side and that side if I can reach it. If not, I can always go drive to the other side. That's easy. But first things first. I gotta get up there. There's a look from this side. Those two are out there together. The rest are just lounging around here. Must have a full belly of green grass. And probably some hay too. Yeah. That's a lot of limbs there. they had fruit on them, I couldn't reach it anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna cut them off here. Yeah, somewhere in this area. If I can get up in there now. I headed today. I think my blood pressure medicine's working too good. Ah. Yeah, there's a lot of tall limbs up here. I'm gonna cut some of these first on this side, and then I'll cut these over here. Yeah, all those I think I don't know, I'll be able to cut them from this side. We'll see. First things first, cut them out. I'm just gonna let them fall over the fence and leave them there. I'll pick them up some other time. I cut a little bit off the middle. Yeah, I'll save this side for later. I noticed something though. I guess before I must have cut there was a multiflower rose growing up in there. It goes all the way, it goes way up in there. And another limb on this side a little bit. But most of it goes way up. But I must have cut it off because it's dead. And it's cut off. I also noticed something else when I was working on this. I guess a long time ago, I cut it off there. I might have cut one off there too. That's why these two are branched out. It must have been when they were real young, when it was real young. I topped them off a little bit. It looks like they grew back though. It's been a while since I trimmed these. I should be able to trim these off from here. I'll just cut them off. I'll just cut them off up there somewhere. Don't need to be too high out here. I left them alone. The cattle eat some of this stuff down in here, but I don't think they can reach that one. This limb was hanging way out. I think the end of it's down there. So I'll cut that off. It was in the way when I drive anyway. Okay, that's about all I'm going to cut there. I'm going to see if I can pull these rose bushes out, rose vines out. Looks like they're spreading out again. Going back to eating. I guess she's going to go down and get a drink. Oh, she does go down here. I guess they can go down here. Yeah, plenty of water to drink. Yeah, she's working. That red cow's working. She's okay. She lost her calf, but I'm thinking it might have been breached. That's why she had a hard time pushing it out. And since it was breached, it suffocated inside of her before she could push it out. That's my guess. It's just a guess. To see, but there's a small multiflower rose vine. And then when I pull this big one out, it broke off right there, I think. And that's the one that broke off at the very top. But I got it out too, so 1, 2, 3. That was a lot in there. The white one just wanted to come to this side. I don't know how she got up there. Huh. Must be a place to go up. Because she didn't come up here anywhere. They must have a place to go up there. Yeah, they can drink water in there. Yeah. They're grazing away. Grass is growing good now. Grow better if the sun was shining more. I got a little bit cut on that side. I'm still going to have to go down there, turn around, and back up to that side because there's some limbs there that I can't get from this side. still have to back up to it. But I gotta cut some of these out now. First I'm gonna cut the small ones off with that, and then I'll use the saw up there. Let me pick a spot to cut them off. I don't know, I may have to go to that side and cut that big one off over there. I don't want them too tall, right about there. Make it easy for me. I'm getting there. Cut this one off, then I'll cut them two off over there. And I'll make sure I trim off these. I already trimmed some of these off here. That's what I want some of them to grow because they got buds on them. Maybe have some pears too. That cow's going somewhere. Mama cow. Probably going to get a drink. I thought she could drink over there though. And Bully's right behind her. Yeah, I think she wants to get a drink. Or she wants to go across. Maybe get some salt. Or maybe go up to some hay. Whatever she chooses. The Bully's behind her. He'll follow her. Mama cow's kind of like the leader. Where she goes, everybody goes. Anyway, I cut about as much as I can from this side. Yeah, that one's going to have to be cut from the other side, that'll be the easy. I can get in there, no problem. Ground's dry too, but that'll be last. It's your 1 p.m. already. Yeah. But, like I said, that'll have to wait. I think I can cut these out. I'm going to try. These two will fall that way, no problem. And that one will fall that way, no problem. That's the one I'm going to have to, I don't want it falling on the fence. But I'll see what I can do with that one. I have to move the truck a little bit because I need to get that end past that, going that way so I can get closer to that tree, so I can get closer to those limbs. Yeah, I just have to redo it. Back, pull up and pull out, and back up again. But I may have to move some of these things out of the way. I think I'll pull them. I gotta be able to go around them. I think I might have to back up to that, so I can't put them there. And it's kind of narrow in here. Yeah, Mama cow had to go get some salt. And she might go up to the top to eat some hay, who knows. He's finding his way. Is he gonna go up that way? Right by the gate, yeah. And that's what's eroding it too. The cattle. There's hardly any footing there. You gotta be careful you don't slip. He's smelling the logs that I put there. Yeah, there's not much room there. Yeah. Anyway, let them do their thing. I'm working on trees here. She's going too. They're all going. Once these bigger ones go, the rest will follow. Move some limbs and then I'll move the truck. Those two are going back up the hill. Probably to get some hay. Oh, she's crossing there. Aren't you? Yeah, she's walking okay. Yeah, the other day when she was coming out of the pond on top, she had a hard time pushing on her back legs going up a hill. But she's okay now. She just has to get bred back and have a calf next year. Here's the other two cows. She's got to have a calf yet sometime. And then she has to have a calf too. But she sure don't look pregnant, but she might be. She might be late. compared to the rest because her body condition wasn't very good. There they go. Yeah, that red cow's dead calf is right over there. It's hard to point to, right there. Yeah. I passed it twice with the tractor when I was feeding hay, because I took the tractor through here, and I didn't see it. And then I drove the ATV down here the next day, and I didn't see it going that way. But when I came back, a bunch of vultures flew off. That's when I noticed it. That's when I noticed it, because of the vultures. Sorry, red cow. Look, that's a good cow. She's the firstborn of the mama cow, and she's had 4 calves. The white cow here, that's her firstborn from this cow, and then the big white bull up at the house, and the dead black bull that fell in the ice this winter. Yeah, and then hi girl, you gonna have a baby? Don't fall in there. Yeah, she just don't look like she's got a pregnant belly. She might though. Probably gonna be a small calf, but it is. Yeah. The bigger brown calf, the darker one back there, that's her cow. That's her. Well, she's got a lot of energy. Well, she's doing okay then. She just ran through there. That's her 4th calf was that one there. Nice heifer with a pink nose. It's probably going to look like that one, but that's mama cow's 4th calf. They're all looking good, except Whitey here. She's always been small. I like those two. Those are good. They were both born last year. I'm not sure. Oh, April 25, yeah. April 25, February 18. I remember those two. And let's see, the bull, January 15, and February 14 on the little one. Yeah, they're a month apart. And that one around the beginning of April last year. See, that's why I'm selling her. She just didn't grow good, like her mama. Well, I'm not getting nothing done here. Let's keep going. Oh, I need to move these limbs, but I need to drive through here. So I'm gonna put the limbs. I was gonna put them in between the tree, but then I gotta back up to that side. So I'm gonna put them over there. That way I can burn them whenever I want. Yeah, I'll drag them over here somewhere. They're all crossing the creek. Headed to the top. I call it the top. Top, bottom. And I call this one near the road, because it is near the road, or west of the creek. Yeah, they're all like making their way, slow but sure. I was going to back it up to this anyway, but I'm going to leave some of these branches here. I'm just going to trim them off. So it's better if I just pull up a little bit, back the tailgate up where it's on this side of that tree going that way, and then I can get closer to these trees here. That's a replacement heifer. And so is that other one. Where'd she go? Where is she? No, not her. I'm going to sell that one first. Yeah, the one that just came through. Yeah, that's a replacement heifer, and so is that one. They were born last year. She's already a yearling on February 18, and she'll be a yearling on April 25. Oh, there they are. All headed to the top. Either eat some hay or just go up there and rest. Probably get out of the wind. A little windy today. Gonna move the truck a little bit. Move it this way a little bit. Let's see if I can make that work. I still have to, when I get down there, I still have to back up to that and cut them off a little bit. I can make this work, I think. Yeah, I think I can cut them out. That one I have to go to the other side of the fence, back up to it. Cut that out, and that other one over there. Cut these off about the same height as those. I'll cut that from the outside, other side, and that from the other side. And these, if I go from here, cut them off right there, right above that. Whatever's easier for me. It would be easy from the other side, except I'm going to leave these branches here that are coming out over there. I'm going to leave them. I'm going to cut them off over there somewhere because they could still have pears on it. Because it's high enough where the cattle can't reach it. So I'm going to cut them from this side. I think I can reach it. I managed to cut the smallest one out. And it's hard to tell from down here. But right there, and I think up there, this little limb here was rubbing on the tree in two spots, and it left a mark. Yeah. Left a mark here where it rubbed all the bark off here, and it started to grow around it. But I got wood here in the middle. And then on this side, it did the same thing. It rubbed all the bark off, and the bark was trying to grow around it. So this was the one that should have been taken off a long time ago. That's one down, and that was the smallest one. I think I want to do the big one now. The biggest one now, on the right. I have to cut this big one. I cut it from the back side. I'm going to cut that because it's going to fall that way. It's already starting to pinch my blade. Then I can cut that. Then I'll cut that one out. That one will be last because it leans the wrong way. The sun's trying to come out. I'm almost through. The sun's trying to shine up there. Yeah, I can see it. I can see the sun through the clouds. Just a little bit. Okay, now it's gone again. Okay, let's see if I can let this fall while I'm cutting it and recording. Hard to do with one hand. I hear it. I hear it. I may have to get out of the way. Should fall out of my way. But just in case it don't. I made it. I made it. Okay. 2 more to go. Oh, that was a big one. That's the biggest one. Okay. Well, that made it a lot brighter. Yeah. I want to get these done today. I said I got to go across the I'll do the side of the fence to cut those out. But it's easy to cut it from that side. I'm going to cut that one next because it's leaning that way. That's the one that's going to be hard because it wants to lean this way. I don't know how to, I don't want it to fall on my fence. Maybe I'll get a rope on it. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I got a rope. I'll tie a rope up there somewhere and I'll tie it to this big limb. I'll drag it out farther and then I can use it as a counterweight. And I can pull on the rope to pull it. Because the big limb's heavier than that one. And the higher I can get it, the better. But I can't go that high. Well, let's just cut that one out first and be done with it. I folded my ladder in and I got it leaning against that big trunk because I was too far away from that one there and that one too. Maybe I can get a better, I was too far away from it to get a good sawing angle. I think this will work. Now the sun's shining. A little brighter. Yeah, sun's shining bright now. But it won't last long. Enjoy what I can. Let's go back to cutting. I'm going to cut these off right about here, same height as this one. Where are they? Yeah. About the same height. That's one side. Now I can cut, that's the side it's going to fall to. And it's starting to pinch, so I'm going to cut this side now. Let's see how this one falls. There it goes. I hear it. I get sawdust. That worked pretty good. Okay, one more. Oh, let's see if I can get a rope on it first. I don't think it's going to help, but it can't hurt. I use that cutting tool to push the rope through that little V there. Now I'm going to try to pull it down, or I can tie it off. Came in handy. I don't know if I can reach that rope from up there, but I can use it to pull on it, and this will be the anchor. This limb's pretty heavy, and it'll be pushing it that way, but it'll also be lifting up this end here. It'll be lifting up this end. Well, wherever it falls, it falls. Hopefully it just don't make, I don't want to break my fence. Yeah, I think I can reach that. I can reach that rope and pull on it to keep this tree from falling that way. Mainly just to keep it from falling that way. I want it to fall that way, so maybe I won't have to touch it. Because if it does start to fall that way, it'll make the rope tighter, and then it'll automatically pull it this way. Or to the, hey, buzzard. You done eating down that calf? There wasn't much left when you guys got done with it. He's just a flying lure, looking in for another meal. Okay, let's cut this one out. Yeah, I can pull on this rope. And it keeps it pulled this way. It does on this end. It pulls a little bit, but it's got enough weight to it. It's got more weight than the one I'm pulling. It's tied to a pear. So it should keep it from falling on the fence. That's my only goal. Looks like it took some of the tightness out of it. The flies are eating the sap. Eating the sap that's coming out of the tree. Sugary, huh? This one too. There are a couple flies on there. Don't go anywhere, little tree. I'm going to get to you later. Trees have eyes. They said, "What's he doing to that big tree? Don't cut me off." Where was I? This one. I'm cutting more on the around the back side, and when I cut this side, I'm going to cut it here. I want a strong part here to keep it from falling that way. Yeah, and then when I pull on it and cut it, well, we'll see. See if I can get it to fall where I want it to. Cut through on the back side. The wind's against me. The wind's blowing it toward me. That ain't good. I don't know if I can saw and fill. I should be sawing and pulling on the rope, so I guess I ain't going to record this one. I had to cut, and you can see it was still attached here, and that's where it broke. As I pulled on the rope, created tension, it fell this way. It fell right down there. Good for me. It fell right across here. I'll probably cut that off. Yeah, I'm going to cut this branch off. It's out of the way, in the way. Not in the way, but it's too high. I must have scratched my arm a little bit because I saw a scratch on my arm. Whoop, got a little blood there. Nothing serious, just a little scratch near my elbow. So I think I was leaning on that. Okay, this is done up here. This side's done. I gotta move these two branches over to there. Awful big. Probably should cut them down, but I don't think I'm going to. I just want to get them on my way. I'll cut them down if I want to burn them someday. Take my rope off. This one will do. Like I said, I still have to go to the other side of the, when I'm done over on this side, I'll go to that side. Cut them on that side. Couple, this one, big one here, and a couple over there. Unless I can get that, I can get one of them from over here. So we'll see. Let's move those big limbs. And I back it down there and turn it around, and then back up to here. There's the 4 big branches I cut off. That was the first one, second one, third one, and that's the last one. I'm going to drag that big one off. I'm going to pull along this side here. Yeah, I'm not going to put it on top of this pile. I'll have to cut it up. And I'll pull these two on this side. This creek's gotten wider. I don't know how wide it was when we first dug it. It was all dug out, like from back there, past those trees. Because the trees, when we bought it, the trees came out to way over there somewhere. And it covered it all the way to the, because the creek went there where the bridge is, turned, went around, came around, and it come across where the big tree is on that side, came across back to there somewhere. And we had the trees pushed into the old creek there, back there, way back there, and then up here. And then they redug this we dug all that out, and then they cleaned this out too. This, it was like this, full of trees. Probably the trees were even bigger. Yeah. But it was, I don't remember it being this wide before. It got eroded over the years. Yeah. During floods. And these trees in the middle probably ain't helping nothing. Yeah, if I probably should have these pulled out with a track hoe, because as the water comes down, it wants to split. Goes this way and then that way, and that forces the water to go around these trees. It makes it gouge out. So, what is that tree? What kind of tree is that? I don't know what kind of tree that is. I don't know. I'll have to keep an eye on that one. But I'd leave them down there though, because that keeps the cows from going out there, because I don't have a fence going across anymore. I used to when I first put cattle here. I had a dumpy wire that was connected, and then when the floodwaters came, it would just break or disconnect, and I would just put it back up after the weather went down. But since all these trees grew up in here, I haven't done that, because the cattle can't get through there anymore. Banks are too steep, and they got wings on, little wings on the fence, so they can't get through there. It's too thick. So, but I probably could get these trees out. That wouldn't hurt. Well, if I ever use a track hoe for anything, like cleaning out a pond, I'll have them come down there and clean this out too. Or, better yet, I don't know why I didn't think of it before, I'll just cut them down. That'll be my job this summer. Cut them down, and then cattle can eat the leaves. I can pull them out with the tractor. Yeah, I pull them out with. Yeah, I'll just cut them off. They don't have to be all the way down. Just down far enough where the water can go over it. Anyway, not today. Let me drag this one first. That one limb on this side is pretty long, but that's okay. I can always trim it off some other time. And I'll trim those off after I finish this little tree. I gotta come down here, turn around, and back up to that side there. So I can cut some branches off there. Yeah, I cut these little ones off. I might be able to cut that big one off. I don't think I can. Oh no, I can't back up that far because of the tree. Anyway, I can cut these little ones off. The big one's on from the other side. That comes later. Yeah, I just go down there. It's wider down there. Go down there, turn the truck around, and back up to here, to that side. Okay, let's do it. Still pretty windy. Yeah. I got backed up a little bit too far. Put a gash in the trunk down there with my truck. Tailgate. Why did it hurt the tailgate? Ah, lightheaded. Blood pressure medicine's too strong. Anyway, I'm going to cut these back in here. And if I can, I'm going to cut that one. I'll just have to let it fall on the fence. I'll figure something out. These reach right out. I think I can cut them right here. Somehow balance it out a little bit. I'm also going to cut out those little bitty ones, all of them, on the bottom down there. Cows just scratch on them and eat them anyway. Okay. Oh, I got one branch to cut off up here. I forgot about that one. And I'll get that branch Get that branch from the other side. Later. First I got another tree to cut. Trim, I mean. Same thing, cut, trim. Look how tall that is. Look how tall that is. That's the one I gotta work on next. That won't take long. I'm debating whether I should leave those. I'd rather have a tree going straight up than crooked like that. I guess I'll leave them. Cattle been rubbing on them now. But anyway, I'll cut this limb there. I may have to cut. We'll see. Let's see if I can cut them all on the bottom. Then the top. Since I'm already turned around, I'm going to back up to the other side. But from there back and see what I can cut first. Look at the flies. They're hugging the truck for warmth. I'll have to cut that tall branch from the other side of the fence. So there's nothing more I can do on that tree. From this side, looks like it's going to split. Another reason I had to take some of the weight off. Got to pull up, back up to that tree, and there's not any many on that one, so it shouldn't take too long. Because I'm getting tired. When I do cut that one off, I'm going to cut it down a little lower so there won't be so much weight on that. I remember when I was cutting them off up there. I had a rope tied between those two because there was a split. Yeah, I had a rope there. I guess the rope rotted already, or I took it off. Probably took it off. Top is that tree. I'm going to go ahead and cut them off because the cattle are just rubbing on them. They took all the bark off up here. They rubbed them raw, so they're never going to make nothing. Cut them off, it'll be easier to back up to it. I'm going to cut that one off too. And all the ones here, because they rub on them. They can reach those and rub on them. I never had a pear wood walking stick, so the one that they was rubbing on, I'm going to make me a walking stick out of it. Even if I never use it, it'd be just nice to have, knowing that it's pear wood. Gotta cut these things off, the ones that are low down, because the cattle can reach them and eat them anyway. That's a little better. They might still rub on it, but at least they won't be turning any branches off. Let's reposition the truck now. There's a cardinal signaling. That's a cardinal. Okay, let's get up on the truck. Yeah, I should be able to cut all these off. Even the one hanging out over there, I can reach over. I won't need the ladder for these here. I need the ladder for those 3 big ones up there though. Then I'll have one more on the other tree after I get out of here. Let's cut something. All that's left is those 3 big ones. I'm lightheaded. I'm going to cut that one from the other side. I'm going to cut that one over there. Yes. Cut the ladder up and cut him. Stop talking about it. I think I can get him this way. Okay, cut off. Okay, that's good enough for me. I just have to back out. I gotta close that gate when I get there. And back past the gate, and open the gate again, and then drive out. And then come over here. Cut this one off. It's 5:45 right now. And just before 4 p.m. I was ready to move I was done cutting on the trees, those pear trees, the big pasture. And then I was getting ready to move the truck, or actually I was getting ready to move pile the limbs up from that last tree. And I was going to move to the other side, but my phone memory was full. I couldn't record no more, so I decided to come home and download all my videos and delete out of my phone to free up memory, make more memory in my phone. And since the daylight savings time began yesterday, sun don't go down until 7, so I still got another hour before sun goes down. So I only got 2 limbs to cut yet on the other side of that fence, so I'm going to go finish that now. And while I was downloading the videos, the sun came out. How about that? But the wind is picking up too. I also get to see my shadow today, finally. Yeah. Alright, that's me head back out there and cut those 2 limbs on the other side of the fence. It's nice to see the sun today. But the wind is kind of strong. I'll be back. It won't take long to finish that job. Look at all the flies on the end of that pear limb that I saved for a walking stick. The cat just showed up. Look at that thing. Oh, they left. Look who showed up. I'm taking off again, so you just hang out here. I think she's pregnant. She's got a little belly. Yeah, I don't think she had kittens yet. Okay, I'm gonna take off. Finish that job out in the big pasture. Let's make these a quick trip. We'll make it. Got mud on my tires. I'm driving through it. There's a water hole next to the gate. I need to pick up that little stick here. Yeah, a little muddy through here too. I don't have to back into well, the sun sure is bright compared to almost all day. A little muddy through here. Yeah, I can just drive straight through. I'll have to close the close the gate after I go through, because the cattle might come down. The gate's already open. That gate's open already. Well, since I'm here, I guess I can. Instead of backing up, I just work from this side. Okay, I gotta cut that limb off. Looks like I might have to back up. Yeah, I didn't want to do that, but I guess I have to. I'll cut that one. I'm gonna cut that off a little lower than the other ones. Since it's leaning, I may have to tie them together again like I did before. But I'll use an inner tube or something. Anyway, let's look at the other one. Hey, these are all the limbs I cut off of that one there so far. I'll add that one to it too. There's a couple of vultures. Oh, son. I didn't see much of you yet today, till now. Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to pick up those limbs because I was ready. I had to go get more memory from my phone. Pick them up later. I'll leave that gate open since I can keep an eye on the cattle. If they come down, I'll know it. That gate open for now. Let's go ahead and back up to that like I planned from the beginning. Like I backed up to hit the post a little bit. It'll still work. I turned the fence off. I won't even need the ladder. I'm going to cut it off right about there somewhere. Right about there. Yeah, somewhere lower than the other ones. Yeah. Oh, maybe not. Maybe right up in there somewhere. I'll figure it out. The undercut first. Now I got to cut the other side. A little light on the subject. Through. Let's see if I can finish it. There it goes. It's gonna fall right on my truck. I guess it's okay. Ah, we made it. Yeah, I just throw it over the fence. Yeah, that's a big limb. Make it easier to handle. I'm gonna cut it off there, cut it off here. That way I just got these other 3 smaller limbs to deal with. This thing's too big. It'll be easier to handle. Okay, this tree's taken care of. I'll back up to there. Yeah, I'll carry these branches and those branches some other time. I don't want to do it today. Okay, I got one more branch to cut off over there, and I'll be done out here. Hope I get a few pears off of it still. Maybe they'll grow better this year, maybe next year. I gotta pull that post back. I pushed it with the truck. Sun's getting low, but I'm almost done. Looks like there's a light on top of that power pole. That's a small limb, but it won't take long to cut it off. Takes longer to make the recording. I use a step ladder to get up here. A bit lazy. Here's the limb I got to cut off on the right. I cut that with a saw, and I'll use those other things to snip off them up there. Okay, it's done. It's done. Yeah, looks good now. Yeah, it'll have new growth on it this summer. A lot of little limbs growing straight up probably. And then next year it might have more pears on it. If I don't see none on this year.